Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to understand D flip-flop. In our previous two videos, we have clearly understood what is meant by SR flip-flop. We have covered it in two videos. If you haven't watched that video, please watch those videos and come back here, because the understanding of SR flip-flop is very much important to understand D flip-flop, because with a little change in this circuit diagram we have seen in our previous video, and this characteristic table also we have seen in our previous video. So this is the characteristic table for SR flip-flop. Okay, so now with a little changes in SR flip-flop, with a little changes in the circuit of SR flip-flop, we can have a simple and easiest flip-flop which is widely used, which is called as D flip-flop. D flip-flop is the flip-flop which is widely used in the devices. Okay, so D stands for data flip-flop. Now, so what is out of all these characteristic tables? So out of all these inputs of SR, in this characteristic table, which one we are considering the most important one? So the inputs that we are considering for SR, the most important one is 0 1 and 1 0, because these are the inputs which are going to set the data, set the bit to 1, and this is the input which is going to reset the bit to 1. So the bits that we would like to store onto the device, a memory device, is either 0 or 1. In order to have that onto the memory, the inputs that are very much important are it is 0 1 and 1 0. So now with a little change in this entire circuit diagram, we are going to leave this input and this input. So this is an invalid input and this is just a memory. So it is not going to bring any changes to the circuit. So this inputs and this inputs can be avoided just with a little change, and that little change is this S is connected. The output that is provided at the so the input that is provided at S is connected to an inverter, and it is produced as the input to the R. So we are not going to have two inputs in this. It is not SR. So this S, complete SR. So this is S, right? So this entire one will be under the within this box, and this is what we call it as data input. So now whenever we give 0, here it is going to generate 1, 0 1. S is equal to 0 1. Whenever S is equal to 0 1 and Q is equal to the previous input is equal to 0 or 1. So these two cases will be considered. Whenever the value of S is 0, R is going to be 1, because we are using an inverter. So 0 1 and 0, 0 1 and 0, we are going to obtain a reset onto the memory. And similarly, whenever the D is equal to 1, so whenever D is equal to 1, S is equal to 1 and R becomes 0, because the inverter is used. So with this we are trying to avoid. So we have completely avoided 0 0 0 this case and 1 1 1 case. So that is the beauty of a D flip-flop, where the most important cases of SR flip-flops were taken into consideration. So we are going to avoid this invalid state. Okay, now we will try to draw the characteristic table of the D flip-flop. So what is characteristic table? Characteristic table means the present output that we are going to get. So on what basis does it depend? It is defined in the sequential circuit definition. So what does the sequential circuit definition states? So the output, the present output is dependent upon the present input and also the previous output. So based upon that, the previous output is Q. We call it as Qn. So this discussion has already been made in our previous videos. Hoping that you have watched that video, we are saying this. So this is D comma Q comma 1. The present input is D. It's only one input, D, and this one is Qn. Qn is the previous output. So this using those inputs, we are going to see the characteristic table. D comma Qn, and it is Qn plus 1. So with this the inputs are 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1. So whenever the input is 0, D input is 0 and Qn is 0. So input is 0 and Qn is 0. So D is 0 and Qn is 0. So it is going to be D is 0 and Qn is equal to 0. It is going to generate an output of 0, because whatever that is there at D, it is going to be generated at Q. Similarly, D is equal to 0, it is the Qn may be 1 or 0, it is not going to consider, it is going to produce an output of 0. And here similarly D is equal to 1. So whenever D is equal to 1, the Q is going to be 1, and similarly D is equal to 1, whatever the Qn may be. So whatever the Qn may be, it is going to generate an output of 1. So it is not considering the previous output. So just this D will be transmitted to Q, which means that in this circuit we are going to store the value that is given at D. It may, if it is a 0, it will get stored here. If it is a 1, it will get stored here. Until this will get stored here until the clock signal is provided. So this clock signal has to be provided. So I forgot it. So this clock signal is true. So this value will remain. So this value we can change. Whenever this clock signal becomes 0, so this value will remain in the D circuit, in this memory. Okay, so this is the way in which a D circuit is designed. And here if you try to realize this function, so realizing this function means it is very simple. It is D Q bar Qn bar D Qn bar. So where it is true, D Qn bar plus D Qn. So if you bring the D common, it is going to be Qn bar plus dqn, which is going to be 1, so which is equal to D. So Qn plus 1 is equal to D. So whatever you give at D, it is going to produce as it is going to get stored in this circuit. Okay, so the output that we are going to produce at Q is going to be D. Okay, now coming to the excitation table of the D flip-flop. So what is the excitation table for D flip-flop? So if the input is Q, if the Qn is Qn values, so it is based upon Qn and Qn plus 1. So the discussion about excitation table has been made in our previous videos. Qn plus 1. So what are the inputs required? So what are the inputs required? It depends upon D. It's very simple. 0 to 0. If you want to excite the output from 0 to 0, so ultimately what you have to give? You have to give 0. Okay. So 0 to 1, we have to give 1. 1 to 0, we have to give 1. So if you want to excite this, if the Qn value is 1, and if you want to excite this to 0, what we have to do? The logic is very simple. So in order to excite it to 0, we have to provide 0 as the input. So that is what we call it as a excitation table. So 0 is the input that has to be provided. So if the input is 1 and we have to provide 1, what is the input that we need to provide? So if the Qn is 1 and if we want to excite it again to 1, the input that has to be provided is D. And this is the excitation table for D flip-flop. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.